It's your girl Steph. Thank you for tuning in for yet again another video. I am so happy to be here with you. Today I'm happy, and today I'm also I'm nervous because, as you can see from the topic of this video, this is something that's very vulnerable for me, and it's very vulnerable for the obvious reason of talking about your love life and being single, but it's also nerve-wracking for me a little bit because it's rooted in my past, and it's rooted in the experience that have made me and have honestly gotten me to this point. So bear with me because I'm really speaking from the heart. Okay, you guys. So as you can tell from the title of this video, I am going to be talking about single Steph. Single Steph is a lot of fun. Single Steph was fun before she had kids. Single Steph was fun after she had a kid, and single Steph is even more fun with a 5-year-old. Okay? But no, you guys, I am single. I've been single since November of last year. I've been healthily single, I would say, since March. I would say since March I've been healthily single. And I think that there's I'm being funny, but I'm serious. I think that there are different stages to being single. And so when you're single after you go through a breakup, for some people it's very healthy right away, depending upon the situation. For me, it wasn't. And so there was a lot of repairing that I had to do to get to this point, and repairing for me mentally and emotionally and spiritually. So I am healthily and happily single at this stage in my life, and I had to fight to get here. But before I talk about why I'm single, and before I talk about what I want being single to look like for me at this stage and at this age in my life, I think it's very important to say this. I am single because I needed to reclaim myself. I needed to return home to me. And I could have stayed in my last relationship, and I could have pushed myself to be in that relationship and keep it going for a multitude of reasons that I'm gonna talk about, but I didn't. As much as it hurt, as hard as it was, I was I literally I can't live like this. There's no way that, and there was something inside of me that knew you can't live like this. You can't live like this. Let it go. And I knew with letting it go, it would it would do a lot of things. I didn't think it would be as intense, but I knew I would always get to this point, and I had faith. So I had to say that because I'm single for sure by choice. It was my choice to be single. So now that I've gotten that out of the way, and this is hard for me, you guys, because I'm being very vulnerable. I've never talked about my relationships publicly. I'm not talking about my relationships now because I want some type of sympathy or empathy. I really don't care for that because I feel really secure in myself. It's just one of those things where it's I have to stop holding on to the fact that I'm single, and I have to release it to the universe. And I gotta stop just holding on it and sitting on it. So last relationship was with one that I've known since I was 19 years old. And we hadn't been together for years. And obviously we got together and created Zuri. But shortly after that, the relationship was non-existent. And then it had been for years and for her entire life. And I think that's something that I'll talk a little bit more in a different video when I talk just about like parenting and co-parenting. But we weren't together for years. And then last year, around this exact time, it came back together. So I agreed to it because it was something that I wanted, and it was something that I felt like was really important for me to do for myself and also for my daughter, right? So that relationship ended, and it ended because, let me say, the catalyst, the straw that broke the camel's back, was rooted in infidelity. And I'm not going to go into the details of it because I don't even think that is necessary. But what I will say is that it was rooted in infidelity. And for me, I was like, no. Like, I may not have all the answers to what it is that I want. I may not have all the confidence yet to fully make demands about what it is that I need and what I want. But I know for sure this just don't sit right with my spirit. And no, like, this has to end. So things were very up and down. There were a lot of emotions and there were a lot of feelings. And like I said, there are stages to like being single, and there are stages to, I think, relationships ending. And so it ended and I was single, but like, you're still processing, you're still going through things, you're still ridding your mind and your body of like that person's of your emotions and that person's energy, right? And so it was definitely a process. And that's why I was saying, like, I'm at a healthy point now where I'm like single and I'm good. Like, I'm good. But I'm not great yet. And so I'm good, but I'm not great. And that, for me, that's why I'm going on this journey of self-love, because I want to be single and I want to feel great. And I don't feel great not because of the pain of that relationship. I don't feel great yet because I'm still learning what it means to be in love with myself. And that's the greatness that I'm like working to feel and achieve.